we're on now. Now we're on. This is being recorded, even though they can't see us in TV land.
So we'll be sort of talking about
10, yes. And we keep the conversation going. Whatever we were talking about, let's go with it. Whoa. Keep it down. Hello. We have got, yes, Charlie Strauss. You won't believe his business card. You have choices. Look at this. You can whatever you're into, psychotherapy or the rhinoceros. You can, yes. Now, but Charlie is opened my world into realizing I don't have to just be a man anymore. Tell them how you too can be freed of your gender prison in the next 27 minutes or 26 minutes and 27 seconds. Charlie, free us.
Raising the pressure. So what? I mean, we were talking about gender and masculinity and different ways of being a man and how that crosses into being with sexuality, right? So how should we sort of like get this started and like bring people up to speed on where we were at?
It's a great scale. I know the name of it. I forget exactly what it is called, the Klein scale.
Yeah, the Klein scale.
We are now going to have explained for your edification and education the Klein scale.
Okay, yeah. I've actually found this really helpful.
Me too. Very freeing.
Yeah, for a number of people that I've talked with, it's been really helpful.
Yes.
So, a little bit of background. My experience is that there's an awful lot of people out there who really see... This is about sexual orientation, right? This is not yet about gender, which is how you started, and we can get there, right? But sexual orientation, a lot of people think you're gay or you're straight. You know, like two separate categories, and they're like mutually exclusive, and there's no overlap and all that, right? But then there's another group of people who say, or think about it in terms of, well, I've heard about bisexuality. You can be gay or bi or straight, right? And those are also mutually exclusive, and there's non-overlapping, and maybe they even think about bisexuality as like, well, that those people, right, must be like half-half, attracted to men and women equally, and you know, all that sort of thing.
Yes.
And then, I don't know if any of you have heard of the Kinsey scale. Alfred Kinsey was a sort of sex researcher in the 60s, I think. Mm-hmm. And long story short, after he did a lot of research about sexuality, first in the American male and then sexuality in the American female, he came up with this thing called the Kinsey scale, or at least that's how it became known, where on a continuum of, I think it was maybe 0 to 7, 1 to 7. I'm not so good with the details. But he said sexuality is not an either or an either or, you know, gay, bi, or straight. It's really, there's a continuum. It's a smoothly varying continuum.
I think it was just 6, actually, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, 0 to 6?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Maybe, yes.
Okay. And so it can vary continually. And I remember there's this great story that I've heard about people sort of back in that day, and this is before my time, where college students would wear T-shirts saying, "I'm a Kinsey whatever," you know,
3.
like I'm a Kinsey 3.
Wow.
So they're identifying themselves to others, meaning like, you know, come and date me if you are interested in a Kinsey 3, or I'm a Kinsey 1, or I don't know. You know. So then so I'm moving from like rather simple thinking to more complicated, nuanced
So
thinking.
Kinsey 1 would be mostly interested in being gay, is that it?
I don't remember.
I wouldn't know what it was, but that would be how it worked.
Sure.
3 would be mine in between, and 6 would be macho city, maybe.
Right.
We didn't have the numbers.
No, but you're jumping a gender.
Oh.
What's macho?
Oh, okay, because you're
Right.
a woman.
Woman. Right. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be like totally gay, mostly gay, a little interested in the other sex, right?
Yes,
right?
yes. Oh.
And then sort of like, you know, relatively equal, and then mostly the other sex, and then completely the other sex.
And they honestly, even in the 60s, they honestly answered this.
It was an anonymous survey.
Yes, but still, it would have been scary.
I'm sure it was hard for some
Yes.
people. And they were live interviews. You know, it wasn't like an anonymous interview over the internet.
Yes.
You know, it was like actually there was a person who was really having a conversation. So, you know, hopefully that has more validity.
Yes.
Then Fritz Klein, I think, was the name of a psychologist who said, okay, we're partway there. But sexual orientation is not just one factor. It's not one number on one continuum. It's actually a whole set of factors. Like, what if, hypothetically, what if I were attracted emotionally, intimacy, to men, but I found myself really finding, like, I fantasized about hot sex with women?
Yes.
Then in the Kinsey scale, how would that work? I got to choose one number.
So what the first part is
fit.
emotional intimacy, meaning just talking like we are, or what?
It's, the heart connection.
Heart to heart.
Versus like sort of like, the sex, genital, whatever, or like whatever sex, like the heart and the sex. What if they don't quite match up in terms of who or what?
Why didn't you even know that? So if you like talking to men, that's part of the.
Well, so the Klein scale says you differentiate those factors. It says there's a sort of a continuum for who you have sex with.
Yes.
What your sexual behavior is.
That I can handle.
Right, and that's what Kinsey was actually measuring. He was all about the behavior.
It was only what you did, not what you wanted to do.
That's right. And then Klein said, but sexual orientation is not just about what you do or what you've done.
Yes.
He said you also have to take into account who you're attracted to.
Yes.
Who you have emotional connections with, who you fantasize about.
Yes.
Right? What your own identity is, how you think of yourself.
Yes.
Right? What your politics are. I'm probably forgetting one or two.
Yes.
But the point is not to figure out, I don't want to give you all of the factors. You can look up Klein scale on any web search, and it's fascinating, in my opinion. But the point is that the Klein scale allows for more nuance, more complexity within the person. And I've worked with people who've said, like I feel this way and I do this and I identify this way, and they don't all line up in this, in the same way. Does that make me a freak? Is there anybody else like me? Is that wrong? I feel ashamed.
So let me go to the example again. Again, I feel.
Sure.
I'm attracted to men when I dance.
I'm attracted to men when I dance.
Yes.
Sex.
Can you be attracted to someone and not want to have sex with them?
Sure.
That's different too, right?
Sure.
What if you like hugging them?
Sure.
But what if you wanted to kiss them? Yes, I understand.
Right.
Then it goes, we did a little, it's kind of little bit past the line.
And this is a way of thinking about sexual orientation that really splits the factors apart. And you can think you can smush them all together. I mean, if you're going to meet someone at a bar and they're like, "So what are you interested in?" You don't want to, whip out your Klein scale on a drop down.
Or show them this card. Look at that. Yes, that would scare them. Hi, this is who I am. Wow.
That's actually, I should explain what the rhinoceros is.
Explain, yes.
You want me to do that now?
Yes.
Okay, so the back of my card. So there's a rhinoceros and a butterfly. And on the back of that card, oh, look at that. It looks really rainbowy in this.
Yes.
So I don't know if you can read it here. I happen to be a therapist. On the top, it says individuals, relationships, and families, youth and adults. And then on the bottom, it says 1974, Boston, gay, in bunny ears, gay movement rhino. Misunderstood, docile, intelligent, fierce, when
angered.
Right, so that sort of explains what that's about. So, I mean, I put that on my business card because these are issues that are really interesting to me, and I love to support people around issues of sexual orientation and gender as well. But the Klein scale really allows for more variation within the individual compared to these very simple labels that most of society throws around and assumes that. I mean, a lot of people walk around thinking like there are straight people and gay people.
Yes.
And there are men and there are women. And that's it, right? Like a lot of people, that's how they think. But the Klein scale sort of like busts that little simplistic way of thinking out of the water and allows for more nuance. And there's so many people who don't fit those four basic sort of like.
Don't most people when you love people, you love them. Don't you love them? Right? Although we're conditioned to think we love them spiritually but not physically. Is that it? What if you even are in love?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not sexual sometimes. You can be in love with a lot of people, yes?
Yeah.
Or love them. It could be very confusing.
I think that you're very good at loving a lot of people in your life, Michael. I don't know if so many people would allow themselves to feel and recognize feelings of love for lots of different kinds of people.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes allowing these labels to get more complex, aka like as per the Klein scale, can allow people to be themselves more, as opposed to letting like the categories and the labels limit who they are.
Now, what I was interested in, which this was just helpful to understand these. Oh, and then there's gender first.
Right. So then there's gender.
And gender, just explain who I am. Am I? What am I?
Right.
So also I've had to first figure out in the Klein scale my sexual orientation. Klein scale is just that. Is that true?
Klein scale is overall sexual orientation, and just information-wise that people might find helpful. If you're interested in this stuff, like I said, you can go online, you can do like a web search for Klein scale, and there are actually some like graphical representations of the Klein scale that you can find online. And one of the things that I'll suggest to people is like print it out, do it yourself, like rate yourself. The other great thing about Klein scale stuff is that Fritz Klein said it changes over time.
So it could be different now than the beginning. You could be different. You could be feeling differently now. So
than you did 10
are you
years
attracted
ago
to us? Are you Charlie or me? Who would you give a bigger number to? And is a bigger number better or worse? Okay, no, but we love you. It's so nice when I don't know who you are. It's so comforting. You won't ask any hard questions because we're not taking calls.
The anonymous viewers, right?
Yes,
right.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, I'm freeing. He's freeing me in front of you. And do I care if you're a man or a woman? No. Old, young, no. As long as it's over 18. Okay, no,
Michael,
okay.
the free spirit.
Okay, never mind. Okay, but no. So Klein scale is
mostly
sexual orientation,
right?
But it could be fantasies. Sometimes fantasies. I'm so not. Okay, yes, we're not going to explore me at this moment.
Are you sort of trying to find a way to bring it to gender?
Yes.
So one of the ways that I've often found that people, there are a lot of people growing up in a homophobic world, where the norm is heterosexual, right? The norm is to be straight.
And explain even homophobic to people. Homophobic means we
fear and hatred of people who love folks of the same gender. Fear and prejudice about gays.
Oh, I see. That's what homophobic is.
Homophobia.
You need a better word because homo is man and phobic is right. But
homo means same, I think.
Same. Oh, same. Phobic.
Fear of the same.
Fear of the same would be like fear of yourself, which I have big time. Yes. Oh wow! I am homophobic. Oh, fear of someone like me who happens to be me. Yes. But anyway, go on. Okay, so that's.
But a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people are. I think this may be true, especially for men in our culture.
Yes.
Right? But a lot of people in our culture are freaked out about the possibility of acting not masculinely because they don't want to be looked at and presumed by others to be gay.
Yes.
Or anything but straight.
Yes. Yes.
Right? I mean, and there's this connection that a lot of people presume.
That would be, if I start doing that, yes. I'd be afraid to do that.
But is that about sexual orientation or is that about your gender expression? See, that's one of the weird things. That's the link
I don't know.
between sexual orientation and
I'm
gender.
stuck. Ask me again slowly. Very slow. That's a good way if someone's bothering you. If someone is bothering you, ask them if it's their sexual orientation or their gender expression. That'll stop them in their... Okay, so by gender expression...
So how about this? How about this? Someone walks down the street.
Yes.
Right? How about let's say someone who looks like a man walks down the street and has a swishy walk.
I don't think I know how. Yes, I was once afraid. Is that swishy?
And has a swishy walk and is talking in a sing-song voice. Like those stereotypes.
How do I give us a sing-song voice so I can get it to?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, sort of talking like that.
Well, that's very nice. That's like a woman. Oh, I don't know.
Is it like a woman?
I like it's freeing. I don't know. Hi there. Oh, thank you for watching. Oh, it's a song in it. It's a song in your...
Or even just allowing your intonation to go up and down more.
Up and down. And